The Sony A95L is not perfect, and there are 3 deal breakers that you might want to know about. So here I am in Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War arc. This is Season 2, Episode 19. We are 15 minutes and 58 seconds in, and this is something that will trip up the Sony. So I'm always talking about geometry and when things are moving as it pans horizontally. So I want to play this to give you an example. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I was given a lot of crap for not playing TV shows, which I will do my best to play a very little bit of this just so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. So as I hit play, what you're going to notice is a ton of artifacts on the Sony. Now, I'm still using the LG C1 to the right as a reference of comparison as to how it should perform. And I say that very unapologetically. So we're going to hit play, okay? And all of those artifacts. You can slow it down in YouTube all you want, but that basically was what it was. I'm pretty sure that showed up on video. It was disgusting, and that is Sony's biggest problem with motion. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do for a living. None of that. That is an undeniable fact. The motion is bad on the Sony. We need to stop playing games here, okay? Enough of this bullshit where we're mixing words and we're trying to be nice to Sony, or we're trying to claim that I'm a fucking, Sony hater just because I'm showing this. And I'm going to keep showing this and keep showing this until you get the message. Sony is not perfect. They need to improve this garbage. They had the audacity to charge $3,000. Well, okay, big boy, guess what? I'm going to test that claim. Value Electronics, be the installer, stop the FOMO, HDTV test. All of them want to play damage control as if this is some great TV. I'm going to show up and I'm going to test the claim. I do not care if I'm the only one saying this. I'm showing receipts, okay? And you can't deny what you are seeing with your own eyes in real time as they want to sit there and filibuster and try to say it's a great TV. It has some great points, and it's a great TV if you're not watching it. If it's just a gallery TV, great. But when things are in motion, it is bad. And it's okay to say that, right? And I don't know why we aren't saying that. So I'll continue to say that. Now, you might sense some frustration. I am so sick and tired of people giving Sony a free pass. If we actually look at Sony, and I mean truly look at them for what it is, you're going to notice that it's not as great as what you've been hearing. Now, I'm showing you this because if you look, they look pretty equivalent. They look about the same, right? You see some deep color on the Sony and you think, wow, Sony's just amazing. Wrong. This is something that I have been able to achieve, and I'm going to claim my credit, take my credit, and do so unapologetically. There isn't a single YouTuber or calibrator out there that calibrates like I do. They all do the reference accurate crap, and for reference and for any kind of person out there who's confused, this is what that looks like. Just in case anybody needed to see this, this is what the Sony would have looked like comparatively to the LG C1 when we're talking about calibrations, out of the box, reference accuracy. This is what it would have looked like. This is a reference accurate calibration, okay? Doesn't look good. Not at all. And this is what they're trying to sell you. Now, I might sound like a jerk and I might sound overly confident. I might sound arrogant in some ways, but I'm going to tell you, everybody in life has one thing they're really good at that they will not back down on. And for me, it's calibrating TVs. I am quite literally the best in the world at this. And I challenge anyone on earth to test me on that, to challenge me on that. No one can make a better looking picture than me. Why do I say it like that? Because I have a lot of people pretending because I'm really good at my job and what I do here on YouTube, that's just what the Sony is capable of doing from everyone else. No. This is hours upon hours that most people on earth would never invest into a television. I have sat here for, what has it been, 2.5 weeks, doing 18 to 23 hour days, making sure that this Sony looks good to get it from this ugly crap to something that you actually want to see, right? This is not something most people are going to do. And the anger comes from when I get it to this point, someone coming into my comment section saying, you hate Sony, when I've just given it so much of my life and my time to make sure that it was at its absolute best and gave it its fighting chance. That pisses me off. Now, of course, I've said that publicly, so of course 1,000 more people are going to come forward and say that a bunch more times. The point is, though, this is reality. It's not going to take any awards at all if you don't know what you're doing. And even then, it's not going to be so far away from what LG is doing. Take a look. And this is after. Quite literally, this is after. Need I say more? I mean, listen, the LG is a great TV. It's a phenomenal TV, and it gets really accurate color. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's damn sure on par with what the Sony is offering, more or less. And when I show example after example, as I've shown example after example, it becomes clear that there is just something different happening on the LG, to which a lot of people who've spent $3,000 on the Sony don't like to hear, which, again, that's not my problem. Get thicker skin and buy the better product. I mean, for crying out loud, it's a damn product. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for it, and I don't think you should either, but you're an adult and you can make your choices. And I'm going to be this way, this unapologetic asshole that nobody likes, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of being nice. I really am so sick and tired of being the nice guy that comes out here day in, day out, getting crapped on, getting disrespected, putting more time and energy into this than almost anyone you will ever see. And then it's just kind of like, it was supposed to happen like that. I was supposed to put this amount of effort into the Sony. And, you know, no one else is doing that. Literally no one else is doing that. And I watch their videos, right? I see their videos. The quality is crap because they don't know what they're doing. They just take the damn things out of the box or do bargain basement reference standard calibrations that look like trash, okay? And it bugs the everlasting crap out of me that I can have something like the LG C1 look as good as it does and it not get the credit. And Sony is just constantly getting all of this adulation, and it needs to stop. I am not saying that the Sony isn't capable of a beautiful image, because of course it is. But the biggest deal breakers are the price point, the awful motion that you saw, and the simple fact that for the money, you can get better or very equivalent. I mean, like, look at the pink right now on the LG. Really? Are we really trying to pretend like that is not like almost a like for like match? This is the problem that I have. You're charging $3,000, but I am not seeing a $3,000 image. I have not seen it once out of this damn thing. I've had to sit here for endless hours and do all kinds of gymnastics, visual gymnastics, okay, to try to get this thing to a point where it just natively is not at. And when that is the case, not kind of the case, when it is the case, that's where we have a problem, right? Now, I get it. Maybe some people think like if you just take TVs out of the box and that's your jam, that's what you do, right? I take an LG, for example, G3 out of the box and Sony A95L, and I don't calibrate them at all. I just run them and I say this is what it is. Well, maybe your results will be a little different, sure, but you aren't optimizing them, so then don't say that one beats the other if you haven't even tried to use all their processing or capabilities to its maximum level. The point of maximizing a television is that it can go no further. Like, this is the ceiling it hit, this is the picture quality it offers, and there you are. We aren't doing that in this industry on YouTube, and I have a big problem with it, so I speak up about it, because you're not watching the full potential of these TVs 9 times out of 10, which is why most people are so damn shocked when a C1 is beating a Sony A95L. But the truth is, the honest truth, we're at a point of diminishing returns. We have been for years now, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it honestly and candidly enough, because if they were, it wouldn't be this big shock for everybody. So that's where I come in. I come in and I tell you, hey, listen, the Sony A95L is a great TV, wonderful TV. You'll have a lot of fun with it, but you're overpaying. You'd be better off with something like the Samsung S90C. You really would be. I'm not here to sell for Samsung. I don't care one way or another what you buy, but I do care about the amount of effort that it takes to get a television to a certain level that it's receiving awards for, as if it's already there. And then me being the person, the Lone Ranger that is getting it to this level, not getting that kind of credit, that kind of sucks, right? Like if you've worked hard for something and everybody's just kind of scoffing at it, not everybody, but you know what I mean, the peanut gallery, that shit gets annoying after a while. And I can't help but be human, and you know, I'm always learning, and maybe this isn't the correct way to vent your frustrations online, but I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing more challenging than spending 18 hours of your life working for something and keep going and keep going and keep going to try to push a product that doesn't have the native ability to do these things, right? You've got to create this ability for this damn thing, basically. And it's like you're still getting complaints. I mean, people are going to complain, but this TV is not worth the money. And I've shown this. I can't make it any more clear. So we have officially approached the point where it's like, if you want the thing, grab it, great, enjoy it. but also understand what you're looking at, understand the differences, understand what it is and is not going to offer you. But don't sit up here and try to pretend like out of the box it's hitting at the level that I've put it on, because again, it took a lot of work and endless hours to get it here. So this very salty video, I guess, is just one way of saying that, again, the Sony A95L has deal breakers, and I just showed you what they are.